Today we're going to discuss Steve and Michael's beef from GTA 5. So with these two, the deal is that Steve saw Michael as someone who could be used by blackmailing him, and Michael really did have no choice in the matter, because if he did try something, well, he would just be exposed to the FIB and Michael wouldn't see the light of day ever again. So Steve uses Michael, and by extension the other two members of the trio, to do shit for him that he didn't want to do on his own, such as kidnapping and torturing Mr. K, stealing government bonds for Devin Weston, stealing nerve toxin from Humane Labs, although he did participate in that one, and last but not least, robbing the FIB as a means to get rid of evidence that they had on Steve and everyone else. But Steve cared about himself only. Steve used the group for all this shady shit that exclusively benefited him and his career, which is seemingly the only thing he cares about in general. And while all of this is going on, Michael has literally no choice but to carry out every single one of those orders. As well, Steve knows who he is, and just before the FIB raid, he promises Michael that it's the last thing that he does for him, and that he will make sure that all of Michael's files are deleted. But see, that's not the way Steve or any of the other scumbags operate. Real quick though, if you're enjoying this video so far, leave a like on it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That all helps me out a lot. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6, so let's go ahead and try to make that happen. Just like with Trevor, Steve saw Michael as a liability he can't afford, and while Steve tried to have Franklin kill Trevor, he tried to get rid of Michael by backstabbing him during the mission The Wrap Up by arresting him. Since, well, like I said, he views Michael as a liability just as much as he does with Trevor, so he tries to arrest him for the sole reason that Michael knows all of this shady shit he did because he was part of it, and with Steve being an FIB agent, who would a judge side with? What do you think? Now let's look at Michael's perspective of things. He despises Steve, he can't get him off his back, he can't get him to fuck off and leave him alone. So much so that during the ending, when the trio are discussing who they have to get rid of, Michael is the first one to suggest someone, and that is of course Steve. Steve is a giant threat to Michael, who is known to be not trustworthy at all, especially after the wrap up when he tried to set him up. Michael's not stupid, he is well aware of the situation, but there's a few reasons as to why he hasn't decided to kill Steve right then and there. Firstly, he would have died himself, he was surrounded, there was a shootout about to start, so yeah, there was no chance of pulling it off. Secondly, an important thing about Michael to know is that he doesn't kill unless it's absolutely necessary, and at first maybe he didn't think that it was necessary, but the moment he set him up, the moment things started going the way they did, when the crew started looking through who they'd have to silence to keep their own peace of mind, Michael was the first one to suggest Steve, as he figured out, especially during the wrap-up mission, that his old plan of just deleting the files on himself and everyone else during the FIB raid simply wasn't enough. So yeah, through the entire game, he does hate Steve's guts, but he's not aware of how much of a problem Steve would be, probably until the very ending portion when everything settles in after the wrap-up mission. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this topic in the comments down below. Until next video or stream, bye bye.